Welcome to today's Daily Edge. If you like it, please subscribe. And if you want the Daily Edge, then you can get it on the links below.
Overnight, global markets triggered a massive, synchronized wave of selling. The overnight losses are stark across the board. The FTSE and DAX dropped roughly 1%, the Nasdaq fell 0.98%, and commodities took severe hits, with silver shedding nearly 5% and WTI crude dropping 3.4%. But there is a glaring outlier in the data. While tech and commodities bled, the Dow Jones closed in positive territory, up 0.15%. This specific divergence marks a methodical rotation of capital. Markets are reallocating away from high-growth sectors and repositioning into defensive value stocks. Institutional trading desks have a precise classification for this environment. The market status is officially risk-off, and it is being driven by a single theme: a hawkish Fed. A hawkish repricing means the financial system is adjusting to a reality where interest rates will remain higher for a longer duration than previously modeled. Surviving this environment requires mapping the exact macroeconomic triggers causing the shift directly to objective technical boundaries on the charts. Here is how that model is built. The trigger for this market repricing began with the latest U.S. labor data. The May non-farm payrolls report delivered robust job growth, while unemployment held steady at 4.3%, catching institutional forecasters off guard. That labor strength forced the market to increase the probability of future Federal Reserve rate hikes. Pricing models now indicate a 70% chance of a rate hike by December, replacing the previous narrative of near-term rate cuts. The direct consequence of elevated rate expectations is a surge in U.S. Treasury real yields. This creates a vacuum effect known as dollar dominance. Global capital seeks out the high, risk-free returns offered by the United States government. This imposes a penalty on non-yielding assets. Capital flows out of gold and silver because the opportunity cost of holding metals rises as U.S. dollar yields increase. The same mathematical pressure affects the stock market. High-valuation, risk-sensitive equities, like the components of the Nasdaq, are vulnerable to rising yields, prompting the heavy sell-off. Global asset classes are correlating directly with these rising U.S. Treasury yields. As yields climb, the U.S. dollar remains the consistent path of least resistance. While rising yields punish tech and metals, a secondary fundamental force is accelerating the defensive rotation: a collapse in energy prices. West Texas Intermediate crude oil just erased 2 weeks of gains in a single trading session. This drop aligns with recent diplomatic progress between the U.S., Iran, and Israel, which has stabilized the immediate threat of regional conflict. Prior to this, commodity markets had embedded a geopolitical supply disruption premium into the price of crude, an added cost per barrel based on the risk of damaged infrastructure or blocked shipping lanes. With diplomatic success securing a halt to attacks, that premium is draining. Compounded by OPEC+ deciding to lift their July output quotas, the market is pricing in excess physical supply. This decline in oil prices acts as a secondary drain on cyclical sectors. It drags down mining, transport, and energy equities, further reinforcing the broader market rotation toward defensive positioning. Moving from macroeconomic theory to institutional execution requires strict technical filters. This is the specific technical architecture used to measure and confirm the daily trend bias. The light blue line is the 1-hour 200 exponential moving average. This indicator serves as the short-term trend filter. Above it, the dark gray line represents the 4-hour 200 EMA. This acts as the structural, high timeframe anchor for the broader trend. When current price action falls below both of these moving averages, the asset is locked in a bearish alignment, confirming downward momentum. Across major European indices today, including the FTSE and the DAX, this bearish alignment is in control. This establishes a strategic trading rule for the session: exclusively look to execute short trades. You sell into any rallies and pullbacks. Looking at the FTSE 100 playbook, the execution plan dictates selling rallies today, waiting for an entry zone plotted between 10,300 and 10,320. The same discipline applies to precious metals facing a fade in haven demand. The execution plan for gold is to sell into rallies, tracking a downside target of 4,103. Strict technical alignment provides an objective framework for decision-making. enabling professionals to execute the macro narrative using clearly defined rules rather than emotional impulse. This bearish framework is structurally sound, but it faces one immediate and highly volatile vulnerability. The defining risk event of the week is pending, the U.S. May Consumer Price Index. Forecasters are warning that headline inflation could approach 6% in the second quarter, making the stakes for this print high. In a hot print scenario where inflation exceeds expectations, the hawkish Fed repricing is cemented, deepening the sell-off across metals and tech. However, a soft print exposes the danger of the market's skewed positioning, instantly reviving hopes for rate cuts. Because institutional capital is currently crowded into short positions, a dovish data surprise forces those traders to buy back assets to cover their downside risk. This creates a short covering squeeze, capable of triggering a vertical rally. The S&P 500 carries severe exposure right now. A soft inflation reading will act as the spark, squeezing shorts and pushing the index higher. Until the CPI data crosses the wire, the path of least resistance is selling rallies in risk assets and buying the US dollar. Executing that specific trade requires preparing for a violent reversal the exact moment the data hits the tape.
You can get the Daily Edge sent to your email every single morning. Just click the links below and you can get that every morning, Northern European session. If you're in America, the US update twice a week in the afternoons.